Hey, what's up? I'm Inezalea from ToleratedCinematics.com, and today I will be giving you a few tips and tricks on how to create a scary video vibe for your videos. If you enjoy my videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to make sure that you get notified when I upload new videos. Okay, we'll reposition this microphone. Get all comfortable right here. Alright, so first of all, the angle of the camera is very important. If you lower the camera level closer to the ground and then move around with your camera, we have been using a gimbal to do this kind of shot. You get this kind of creature shot or this supernatural being POV shot. So it's like there is a creature running around or a ghost flying over the ground, and it just looks very mysterious, very intense. And you can get some really creative shots that way. So either way, you use a gimbal and move your camera close to the ground and just run around or walk around and then just speed it up in editing afterwards, or just use your camera and just hold it close to the ground and then just walk slowly and speed it up afterwards. You can get some really creative shots just putting your camera closer to the ground, because if you're going to film from a higher level, it's like the common way of filming something, because most people will just hold their camera in front of them and shoot that way. And that's not what we want to do. We want to mix it up a little bit, make it a little bit more mysterious, closer to the ground. It also seems like there is a lot more action going on because all the movement in your scene is going to look more intense because it's so close to each other. Another great trick is when you're shooting a subject, like you have an actor standing over there, and you want to actually film from behind something, for example from bushes, and keep these leaves in front of your camera lens, and then just move the camera a little bit, and the camera shake is also going to add in the intensity and the mysteriosity, or how would you say it? It would make your shot a little bit more intense as well by using a handheld camera behind something and then just moving it around, very subtle, but yeah, creating some depth in the foreground, having a little bit of parallax, and that way it seems like something is watching and something is watching that person or subject that you're filming, and just gives the entire video a very scary vibe, in my opinion. Also really important is the titles of your video. You can really do a lot with titles. If you're not the best motion graphics artist around there, you can use Essential Graphics, which is a new update since recently in Premiere, but the latest version even made it faster and more efficient to use Essential Graphics. So you don't need any kind of knowledge on how to edit something or how to create an intro. All you need is an Essential Graphics template, which you bring into Adobe Premiere Pro or After Effects, and you can change the text, change the colors a little bit, and you're good to go. So we actually created a bloody trailer title, especially for Halloween that's coming up. We created this awesome title, which you can bring in Premiere Pro, just change the text. We do sell it on our website. It does support the channel and it helps us to create better content. So if you're interested in title animations or templates, definitely check out our website. We have a bunch to offer. And the bloody trailer title with the link in the description. So the next shot that you can do, and it's also really popular, I'm sure you have seen it before, this is the jump cut effect that you can use in your videos. And it's actually really simple to create. All you need is a tripod, put your camera on there, and just make sure that you reveal enough of the scene. So a wide lens is recommended, and you would position your subject or your actor far behind in the shot. So he's standing somewhere very far away, and then he would move, like physically move closer to the camera and redo what he was doing. So just standing and staring at the camera is most likely very scary if you have like a scary dude, or if he's like all dark and you don't know what's going on. So just looking inside of the camera, moving closer to the camera, looking again for a few seconds, moving closer again, and looking inside of the camera. And then what you want to do is, in your video editing software of choice, you want to cut the sections where he's actually moving physically. So it's actually like he teleports to the next position. And what you can do as well is use some kind of glitch overlays to kind of make that cut a little bit more interesting if you want to do it a little bit more creatively. And again, we have glitch overlays on our website. I'm not trying to promote everything here of our website, but we just do have it laying around, so it's really interesting to advise you guys to get and pick it up, because I use the glitch overlay pack a lot as well. So links are all going to be in the description. I'm not going to say this again, or maybe I will, but all the links are in the description if you want to check that out. So this technique is also really cool because it's really simple to actually scare your audience. If your subject is like all the way behind and all of a sudden he's like super close to the lens, you can really scare people that way, especially if you're going to combine it with some kind of sound effects or ambient sound. And this is also really important if you're trying to make a vibe in your video. Music is key when creating a vibe. Of course, how your video looks is really important too, but just backing that up with audio is really going to enforce that vibe. So for example, using ambient sounds or sound effects from owls or something like that in the background can really make things scary. And also, for example, if you're in a forest and you hear the forest, the wind rushing through the trees, it's going to make it seem like there is nobody else around, just those trees and you, and that's just going to make it, feel scary in my opinion. So sound effects combined with soundscapes, so ambient soundscapes, is really cool. And actually, again, we have something on our website created by Levito Beats. It's a friend of mine. He has his own channel creating beats, but he helped us out with creating an ambient pack for you guys, for filmmakers. It includes a few cinematic soundscapes. It's really cool. Go and check it out. And it actually really includes a lot of ambient sounds for scary movies. So that's why I'm bringing this up in this video. For thrillers, action, or horror, you can definitely use these soundscapes. Another technique that you can do is the fast forward effect until you actually hit your subject. So this is a really cool technique. Again, you're using your camera. You can use a gimbal, or you can just use handheld mode and just walk like from a distance from your actor, and then you will see your actor move closer to him, and then once you're closer, just like get a nice close-up of his face. And if you're going to speed up the process of you being all the way back and coming really close to his face, and then just return to the original speed of your video, you're really going to get a very supernatural kind of vibe. And this really works very good in scary movies. Of course, pretty obvious when it comes to scary movies. If you want to shoot a scary movie, or you want to really get that vibe, the location of where you're actually shooting your movie or video or whatever is key. So it's really important to have a scary location. If you're going to film this in the city, plenty of people, and a very colorful, like all these kind of colorful flowers, it's going to be really hard to create a scary vibe. Of course, with color grading, you can do a lot more, and that's actually what I was going to talk about in a second. But the location is key, so try to find something that is actually associated to scary locations. Forests are really scary. Abandoned places obviously are really scary. Of course, make sure that you're not going to visit places that are actually scary, where you can encounter some bad experiences. But just try to find a location that looks scary. And also, if you're going to shoot your video, it's really going to help if you're going to shoot it when it's cloudy outside. So cloudy makes everything more desaturated, less hard shadows, and it's easier to color grade it afterwards as well, to make it more like a night kind of scene. So when you're actually shooting your video is also really important. The mornings are also really nice, especially if you have like a lot of mist. If you're going to move closer to forest, you're going to see a lot of mist in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. Of course, it's going to require you to get up early, but you can get some really cool results using the mist that you can just get in your landscape. So you don't need to have these kind of smoke machines and stuff like that. So just use the actual nature to create a scary vibe. So I already said it, color grading is of course also very important. You can really narrow everything down using the grade of your footage. Of course, if you're going to have like a very warm and very saturated tone, it's not going to look that scary. Then if you would desaturate your video, give it a green or blue tint or whatever, you can get creative in that. But that's going to really change the vibe of your video. So scary movies are mostly associated to dark video and colder color temperatures. So again, we have a LUT pack on our website, which you can use as well. If you're not like the master in color grading, you can use LUTs, which are actually pre-made presets of experienced people, or yeah, it depends where you get the LUTs, but people that did the color grading for you and save that as a preset. And these LUTs can actually be imported in like most of the video editing software out there. So if you have a different video software from Premiere Pro, just Google it if you are able to import LUTs. You should be. So if you have that, you just bring in the LUT, you just click on the LUT, and that will give your video an instant grade, so you don't need to put any extra effort into it. Of course, you can still play with the intensity of the LUT afterward. If you want a really detailed video about color grading, I have a bunch of tutorials on color grading. We'll put cards in this video so you can go ahead and check these out if you're interested. Color grading is really important if you're into video. It gives your video an entire vibe, and actually in every single video I make, I do some color grading. Even in this video, I will be doing color grading afterwards. So yeah, it's really important to know how to do that. Alright, so then lastly, we can also use extreme close-ups. These also give a really scary video vibe, and the reason being is when you have like a really extreme close-up, and especially combined with shallow depth of field, so you have like a fraction of your video that's actually sharp, for example, the spikes on a rose, or yeah, just scary things like a bark on the trees, or also like these very textured items, things that are associated again with scary things. If you're going to take a very close-up of these, yeah, these are going to look very scary, and the reason being is when you have an extreme close-up, the audience is going to feel trapped. They can't actually see what's going around, what's happening around that close-up, so they only get to see that. That's why you see this so much in scary movies, or for example in The Walking Dead, in the opening sequence, they're going to focus a lot on individual things, and they're going to do close-ups more likely than establishing shots, because it's like more mysterious and people can wonder what's going on there, what am I actually seeing here. And if we're going to make an establishing shot, so a shot where you can actually see a very wide image of the scene, it's just going to give it all away, and it's not going to look scary unless you have like a really old house well full of mist, and of course that's going to look scary, but then you need a big and scary location. So if you don't have that, try to really use close-ups of scary things, and don't show too much of your scenery. Alright, so these are all the tips and tricks that I have for you today on how to give your video a scary vibe. I hope you enjoyed a few techniques that I showed you. If you did, give this video a like, and be sure to subscribe to our channel for more, and definitely check out our website. As I said, it really helps to support our channel and to produce better and more frequent content. So yeah, go ahead, check out the links in the description, and then I'll see you in the next one, and goodbye.
For more guidelines on filmmaking, visit the website in the description box below.